this? That is a 3-month-old infant. Like every other 3-month-old infant, this infant is going to grow. And like every other infant, they're going to play. They're going to discover that their favorite playtime activity is to take stuff from her closet and resell them in the hallway of her house. She's going to notice that by the age of 6, she can sell things. The first time she sold something was at the age of 6, selling a very, very poorly drawn painting for a very ridiculously high price. And that infant was me. And that example was one of my many multiple intelligences. Harvard professor and American psychologist proposed the theory of multiple intelligences in 1983 in his seminal book called The Frames of Mind, The Theory of Multiple Intelligences. He introduced the concept and he outlined the theory that intelligence is not a singular entity, but rather it was a collection of distinct modalities that he referred to as intelligences. He described that it is better than IQ tests. Why? Because he said that it is more about human abilities rather than cognitive functions. Entrepreneurial experiences and intelligences are not explicitly delineated within MI theory, which stands for multiple intelligence theory, but it aligns with the overarching principle that recognizing and nurturing diverse talents and capabilities are the key to success. By the time I was in elementary school, I realized how uncomfortable I was with the fact that I was not getting any sort of exercise throughout any of my skills or capabilities in school. Traditional schooling systems often fail to nurture these experiences, and the reason for that is because they don't know how. Despite the best intentions of administrators and educators, the system is indeed ill-equipped. This realization became all the more apparent as I was delving and navigating the maze of university admission requirements, which included the arbitrary mandate of volunteer hours. Laborious, repetitive, and very fruitless hours spent giving your labor and getting near nothing in return. And it became worse when I remembered the fact that Iranian youth never get to experience what they're getting themselves into until after they graduate university, with the exception of medical students, which are sent away to random villages for 5 years, getting little to no money. And that made me decide to go on a quest to create a new educational paradigm, a pathway of learning that transcended the borders of traditional schooling. With the unwavering support of my mother, I immersed myself in a myriad of work experiences that were ranging from the mundane to the extraordinary. And each encounter, whether with fledgling entrepreneurs or seasoned business owners, imbued me with invaluable insights. With that, I could create a blueprint for an academy, an institution that described that intelligences are meant to be nurtured. It was to nurture the entrepreneurial spirits and to foster a culture of lifelong learning. Bold visions like this are not without their skeptics. People will question the feasibility of implementing such radical changes on a global scale. I remain steadfast in my belief that if we want to pave the way for a brighter future, we have to embrace innovation. And so that was the seeds sown to create the Start Point Academy. It was not a place of instruction, but rather a sanctuary of innovation where everyone got to explore exactly what they needed in their lives. I'd like to reaffirm the transformative power of multiple intelligences being nurtured at a very, very young age, and for the reason, because they help in everything. It is beyond understanding the cognitive functions of the brain, and it is very, very fundamental to nurturing people's talents and skills. I'd like to thank dear Mrs. Dai, Mrs. Youssef, all of my teachers that have helped me and supported me throughout this journey to be here and be present. Thank you to the administrators and the organizers of this event. And thank you to the audience. You guys have been amazing.